Hey guys, Michael Zed Johnson. I want to give you kind of the Cliff Notes version of my story and the story I share with young people, try to encourage them to chase their dreams. I was raised by a single mother, my brother, my mother, and I. She was a hardworking woman, high school dropout, worked hard, worked as many jobs as she could to take care of my brother and I. It wasn't until I got older till I realized the sacrifices that she made for us, you know, being a young single mother. We moved all over the place. We moved all the time. By the time I was 31, I had lived in 38 different houses, to kind of give you some context of moving. I'd come home from school in 6th grade. Mom's throwing all of our stuff in a U-Haul, says, come on, we're leaving. We move, and then 10 days later, we're moving again. But so which that made it hard to learn. It also made it hard to make friends. So it was easy for me to find other unachievers, other poor kids, other kids making bad decisions. And so I kind of tended to lean toward those, but my mother would always try to teach me character and build my character and keep me away from them. But as a child, you know, you follow with who you think your friends are. And then the big change in my life happened at age 14. We moved from Portland, Oregon to a small town in Tennessee called Kingsport, and Mom had $1,700, rents us a duplex, and she cannot find a job. Runs through that money pretty quickly, and we're looking at the prospect of being homeless. My brother and I sell our motorcycles and start a landscaping business, Brother's Yard Servise. And on the sign on the back of the lawnmower, written in green paint with a paintbrush, it says Brother's Lawn Service with an S instead of a C at 14. I couldn't even spell the word service. But we mowed grass that summer and weed eated and did all that kind of stuff, helped Mom pay the bills. But fall starts, grass quits growing, school starts, we end up moving into the projects. And that was nothing I'd ever experienced before in my life. When you get welfare, food stamps, all that kind of stuff. But the entrepreneurial bug had bitten me at 14 with this lawn service, so I knew all I ever wanted to do was own a business. And I would go tell the elders in the projects that I was going to own a business one day. And it was funny because they were the older people, they were the parents, they were the wiser ones, but in hindsight, they were probably 25-year-old kids that had their own problems, which is why they didn't tell me that, yeah, you can do it, or encourage me or anything like that. I was a 14-year-old kid talking about pipe dreams, and these were young people with their own problems, their own issues, their own families. They're trying to get to work, they're trying to buy school clothes for their children. So, and I didn't understand that at the time, but now as an adult, I do. And I'd always worked hard. I started working at 14 building swimming pools with my uncle. Worked all through high school, worked 2 jobs one summer. I remember that, working at McDonald's and the Army National Guard. I never saved money, but I was learning all along the way with these different jobs that I had. And then I had a lot of side hustles. I sold baseball cards and Beanie Babies and had an eBay business for a while, but nothing that really ever took off. My wife and I moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, right after our honeymoon, which was about 21 years ago. And I meet my mentor. My mentor changed my life. I've done a video before about circle of influence and me meeting this man and changing my circle of influence and the impact it had on me. And what happened was I was interviewing for the job. It was an entry-level position. And when Mr. Gus asked me if I had any questions, I said, yes, sir, I do. What's your plans for the company when you retire? And he said, I plan on selling it to the employees. And I knew that was my opportunity to be a business owner. Still had no money. Still had no resources, still had no education, but I had an opportunity. So I worked hard. I did anything I could to move myself along the ranks within our small organization. I relocated and opened up a store an hour and a half away, whatever I could do. And then when I came back, I learned as much as I could. I was kind of a sponge, just absorbing everything I could from this guy. And I could remember sitting in his office, just talking and asking questions, trying to learn the decision-making process and how his thought process on making decisions. And then in 2007, after some tragedy in the office when his business partner was killed in an accident, he invited me and 2 others to become partners. So I jumped at the opportunity and slowly bought more and more of the company every year, thanks to him and his help and his generosities. And then last year we sold it. And so I was able, high school dropout, underachiever, bully in the past, to go from the excuse of being poor to I made it because of the people I surrounded myself with. It's super cliche, but if I can do it, anybody can. I'm sure there's children that hear my story, young people that hear my story, or will see this video that want to do their own things and think they can't because they're a victim of their own circumstances. And I'm here to tell you, you do not have to be a victim of your own circumstances. You can do anything you want. You need to find the people, surround yourself with people to help you get there. Now that may cost you friends, heck, I mean, family, it could cost anything, but ultimately it's your future, and you need to move in the direction of happiness. With happiness, your circle of influence, and being selfless, which is kind of where I'm at right now. To me, that's the recipe for success. I really enjoy helping others. I really enjoy helping others grow, helping others out. My wife and I, we always try to give a stranger a Christmas gift in the form of a large tip, just to say we appreciate you. We made it, we're doing okay, and we want to thank you for all the hard work you do. And just meet people and try other experiences, other cultures. I was just talking to a gentleman a second ago that was telling me about at 16 going off to Montana and trying to tackle that. And just if I wasn't sitting here talking to you or the cameras, I'd have never met this gentleman. And so I take all that stuff in and try to learn from everybody I can, every incident I can. So anyways, guys, that's kind of the Cliff Notes version of my history. We can dive down in a lot more detail. I'm certain I will in other videos and at some school presentations or what have you, but I wanted to share that as an introduction. Thanks for watching. Please leave some of your stories in the comments, share the video. But I enjoy telling the story. You guys have a great day. Take care.